welcome friends to this mid-year book freakout tag. I can't remember if I actually did one of these last year, but I've been watching other people's and thought I wanted to join in the fun too. So in this video I'll be sharing my thoughts on some of the books that I have read so far this year. Please do use the prompts to share some of your favourites in the comments as well. I couldn't just choose one best book, so I have gone with 3. First is Middlemarch by George Eliot. My gosh, this book has my whole heart. It is truly delightful. This is a classic that is charming and deals with the ups and downs of different people who live in the village of Middlemarch. Dorothea, our main female lead, is such a lovely character, and watching her go through all that she does really go through, it really just tugs on the heartstrings. I adored reading this novel. Another incredible book is Project Hail Mary. This was amazing. It was even better than the movie, which is an insanely good film. This is like a wholesome sci-fi, but with plenty of adventure and science. I love Ryland, our main human lead. He is not just the kind of typical sci-fi big brave hero, but a genuinely nice, gentle and nerdy guy. And Rocky. More on him later. It's just such a great book, and if you have been thinking about reading it, do give it a try. I also think that Every Day I Read has to come on this best books list too. This is a non-fiction book which kind of took me by surprise with how much I really enjoyed it. I don't read a lot of non-fiction, and in some ways I can't even tell you why I liked this so much. However, it was a really easy read, and it kind of felt like you were talking to a friend about books, and I just thought it was lovely. This book is also one of my best books of the year, and that is Tower of Thorns by Juliet Meridia. This is book 2 in the Black Thorn and Grimm series, which I have now finished. This book, it was perfect, and the ending, wow, I love that. If you've read the novel, just know the part about true love's tears. When that is all revealed, I just squealed at my book. Loved it. I've also got to mention the 4th Chardonnay Tudor Murder Mystery book. Wow, I was on the edge of my seat for this one. Even though I knew there was more books in the series, I just couldn't work out how Chardonnay was going to save himself from that mess. Blew my mind. Behind Five Willows by June Hur is a book that I've been very much looking forward to reading it, as I really enjoy her novels and I just can't wait to get to it. Let's be honest, you all already know what I'm going to say for this one, and if you don't, then you must be new here, so let me introduce myself. Hello, I am Katie Kay, and my debut fantasy novel, Red Witch, comes out September this year. This is a high fantasy world where fairy tales are woven into the narrative. Naturally, as this is my own book, I couldn't be more excited and nervous and stressed, so stressed about its release. I have a few for this one. I was just going to put Wuthering Heights originally, but I already knew going into it that I wouldn't like it, so it didn't really seem fair. Dungeon Crawler Carl is another one. I think that it's just been overhyped for me, and I just couldn't really vibe with Carl. Also, the Darker Shade of Magic series. This is a series that I've wanted to read for a while, and I adore the world building. But something about it just didn't hit. I think it was our female main character. I really just couldn't warm to her. This has to be Love Between Fairy and Devil, and the reason that this was the biggest surprise was that I had no idea this novel was getting an official English translation until I went into a bookshop and just saw it there. I was so excited, a happy surprise this. This is a Chinese fantasy novel which has been adapted into a C-drama and also an animation, both of which I love. So to have a real official English translation is amazing. It's just so much fun and I had the best time. I apologise if I butcher this pronunciation, but Magia Ducey has to be the author for this one. She's only released one book, much to my dismay, so far, but I absolutely loved it and her writing style. That book is Sorcery and Small Magic. This is like a BL kind of cozy fantasy with academic rivals to slow burn that hasn't even lit yet, and the sequel we have no date for. Yeah, the world building, the way the magic is described, and just the writing in itself makes me very excited to read more of this author's works. Hopefully that sequel anytime soon would be grand. I don't really have fictional crushes, but I did think Zizi in Darker by 4 is just so much fun to read. He's just a vibe. He's kind of like Hal from Howl's Moving Castle, and he's also just such a yearner for his girl. Love him. Rocky from Project Hail Mary, hands down, or should I say thumbs down, is the best character I have read this year. He is an absolute delight. Just amaze. I mean, how could you not like a wholesome rock alien? Question? Before we say goodbye, this series, the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, gets me every single time. It's just this one story, but it was a story about a dog, and we all know pet stories are the most emotional. Yeah, I cried a lot. I have a series for this, and that is the Spectrum Legacy series. I read this on Kindle, and even though they are not perhaps the greatest written books in the world, they made me so happy. The world is very much inspired by Legends of Zelda, and binge reading all 6 books got me back into playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I just had the best time reading these books. It was just a vibe. I loved it. I think in terms of beautiful books on the outside, I have to say this is probably the Elsewhere Express. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, and it is very pretty. However, I didn't love this as much as I hoped I would. So for the most beautiful book on the inside, and on the out too kind of, is Remarkably Bright Creatures. This is such a sweet, wholesome, life-affirming book. I listened to the audiobook and it was just like being wrapped in a warm hug. A truly beautiful story, and a beautiful cover in my opinion. Simple yes, but there's something about the cheerful yellow and Marseilles the octopus on the front that always warms my heart. Honestly, I could do with getting to that summer TBR I keep avoiding. Well, not avoiding. I have had a lot on in my personal life recently, and I have just been reading manga at the moment, as it's quick and easy to dive in and out of when I had time, but I really should look at that summer TBR. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing and leaving a comment. If you'd like to leave a comment but don't know what to put, leave a book emoji to let me know that you enjoyed until the end. Until next time, my lovely friends.